Saagar, one thing that Miles mentioned there, which just broke
that's right.
last night, which is big news, is in the Democratic side of the Pennsylvania Senate primary. John Fetterman, who was a Bernie backer, he's the lieutenant governor. He's, very sort of charismatic figure. He was the mayor of Braddock, an old steel town. He has been the front runner against kind of blue dog corporate type Conor Lamb, who's a member of Congress. Fetterman has had, 30-point lead in recent polls. The Democratic Party almost told Conor Lamb to stand down on some of the more aggressive attacks he was levying against John Fetterman. Fetterman has come out and said that he was hospitalized, that he had a stroke. So, as Miles indicated, it seems unlikely that it will upend the dynamics of that race. I saw Conor Lamb had surged from like a penny to 4 cents.
On predicted?
In the predicted betting market.
Yeah.
So he did get a little bit of a bump from the news. Of course, the most important thing is that we hope that John Fetterman is doing well, and by all indications, he is feeling much better, but certainly kind of a shock in that race.
Yeah, he put out a video yesterday and a statement. Let's put the statement up here on the screen. He says, on Friday, I wasn't feeling really well, so I went to the hospital to get checked out. I didn't want to go. I didn't think I had to, but Giselle insisted, and as usual, she was right. I hadn't been feeling well, but was so focused on the campaign, I ignored the signs. It just kept going. On Friday, it caught up with me. I had a stroke caused by a clot from my heart being in AFib rhythm for too long. Fortunately, Giselle spotted the symptoms, got me to the hospital in minutes. The amazing doctors here were able to quickly and completely remove the clot. Reversing the stroke, they got my heart under control as well. It's a good reminder to listen to your body and be aware of the signs. The good news is I'm feeling much better, and the doctors tell me I didn't suffer any cognitive damage. I'm well on my way to a full recovery, so I have a lot to be thankful for. They're keeping him here for observation in the meantime. Now, obviously, first of all, as I understand it on strokes, the first hour or so is critical.
Yes,
so knowing
right.
the stand, I forget, I probably should have prepared, but I know that there's like an acronym or whatever. Do your research, be prepared in case you're at risk. Second, take care of yourselves, take care of your body, listen to it as well, because he ignored the signs and he paid the price for it. We could have paid a much bigger price for it. But politically, a lot of these people have already voted. A lot of people, early voting has been on for a while. A lot of Pennsylvania Democrats in particular are people who are going to embrace mail-in voting. So a lot of those votes have probably already been cast. He had such a high lead. It's not like he's dead. It's not even a heart attack necessarily.
Yeah.
It's a stroke, which they have a complete and total removal. The video he put out seemed fine to me. So he's probably still going to win. But it is kind of like a last minute, like, whoa, holy crap.
Yeah. Well, if Bernie Sanders is any indication with his heart attack, he actually surged.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that was
better.
crazy,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
I remember that.
At the time that he had his heart attack, he was at his lowest point in the polls. It was the moment when Elizabeth Warren had overtaken him. So you had Biden and Warren ahead of him in the national polls. And then he has a heart attack. And what Ari Rabenhoft, who we talked to, and Kyle and I also talked to for the podcast, what he says is he felt like it made people kind of appreciate Bernie more. They cheered, there's something to cheering for the underdog. So anyway, in Bernie's instance. But to your point about the importance of taking these health signs seriously, especially when you're older, like Bernie is, he was lucky to have around him people who knew him really well.
Yeah.
So they recognized some patterns in his behavior that just didn't fit. So Ari talks about Bernie's at this event, and he asks for a chair while he's taking questions. Well, he never does that. In fact, he hates sitting while he's speaking to voters. He finds it sort of disrespectful. So that was red flag number one. Number two, afterwards, he didn't want to stay very long to take pictures and interact with people, which, they weren't doing the whole Elizabeth Warren 1,000 people selfie line, but they were doing a significant amount of that. And Bernie was like, I'm tired. And then they get in the car, and Ari says to him, are you feeling okay? What's going on? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired. And he probed enough to get to the point where Bernie indicated he was having some sort of arm pain.
There we go.
And that's when they were like, all right, we have to go right now to the urgent care. And if that hadn't happened, then he's alone in his hotel room.
Yeah.
There's no one, God knows what ultimately happens. So anyway, long story short, pay attention, take these signs seriously, especially when you're dealing with someone who is older, but also in the case like John Fetterman is not ultimately that old. Really important. So we wish him the best, and we'll see how it all shakes out.
So I have the acronym. It's be fast. Balance. Does the person have a sudden loss of balance? Eyes. Has the person lost vision in one or both eyes? Face. Does the person's face look uneven? Arms. Is one arm weak or numb? Speech. Is the person's speech slurred? Does the person have trouble speaking or seem confused? Time. Call 911 now. Be fast. So I'm going to have that etched in my memory. There's your public health announcement, but do not take health advice from me. Okay. Thank you all very much for watching. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all of your support of the show. Coming up on our 1-year anniversary, which is really insane. We have some big things planned, some big announcements planned that our premiums got a little taste of during our AMA. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I really can't wait for that. We also have an upcoming video, premiums. Stay tuned. We're going to be giving you guys kind of a state of the union on how exactly we spent the first year.
State of the breaking points.
Yeah, state of the breaking points, plans for year 2, expansion, and all of that you guys are helping, or you can be a part of. If you want to be a part of that ahead of the major announcement, you can go ahead and become a premium subscriber. There's a link down there in the description. We really appreciate it, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Love y'all. See you tomorrow. Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.